said I've been divorced twice. Had big upheavals like this before. But after those upheavals was normally like, right, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get back on the horse. I'm only going to chant for a minute because this is weird. So I chanted for a minute. I looked at my watch. 10 minutes had gone by. And I didn't even notice. We knew we wanted to have a child, but it took me 10 years to conceive.
Wow.
10 years. Yeah.
So
because I had polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Hello and welcome to Second Act, the podcast and community for women in midlife who refuse to fade into the background. I'm your host, Ateh Jewel, and I'll be speaking to celebrity guests about the moment they knew they were in their second act and how they're changing the game in their next one. Second Act is brought to you by Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair, the iconic skincare collection designed to support the skin's natural nightly renewal process, harnessing over 40 years of pioneering night science research. Our guest for this week's episode is actress extraordinaire Tanya Moodie. As well as her roles on stage with the RSC and National Theatre, she's best known for her amazing performances in Motherland, Sherlock, Star Wars, and The Rings of Power. Tanya Moodie, welcome to Second Act. Tanya, I am so excited.
Hi, oh my God, I'm so excited too.
Welcome to Second Act. And I want to dive in and ask you, please summarise your first act in 3 words.
Okay. Right, I had to think about 3 words, and I started with the first one and the second one, and I realised they both started with the same letter, so I did a 3 for 3 in terms of alliteration.
We like that.
Okay?
Yes.
So just for a bit of extra impact, okay? So my first one was partnered, okay? And that, basically, I'm a serial monogamist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
And I've been married twice. And then I had my last relationship. We didn't get married, but it was long term. So my first marriage was about 8 to 9 years we were together. Met when I was 17.
Oh, I'm a long timer, 19.
Yeah. Do you know?
Yeah.
So, and then my daughter's dad, we got married. We were together for 15 years.
Ooh.
I know.
Yes.
I have a
teamed on that.
proper go, I do. And then my last relationship was 8.5 years.
So, and that's just ended.
That's just ended very, very recently. Basically Christmas Day.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
I know.
Okay, I want the whole details.
I might not be able to give you the whole details of the podcast, but afterwards I could tell you, girl, I could tell you everything.
Did he finish Did you say, eat up your Brussels sprouts and get the fuck out my house? What? I mean, how did it end?
I can't say. I think it wouldn't be fair just to give you all the details on a podcast.
Was Christmas pudding involved? Did he make it to mince pies?
We ended up finishing the meal. Let's just put it that way.
Well, that was generous of you. That was generous of you.
Yes.
Opening presents were like, leave the presents, get out.
Open, exactly.
But you know what? It sounds shocking, but a lot of things blow up at Christmas.
It's true. So it's not as if I didn't feel like, oh my God, this is so unusual. And I'm such a pariah. Like, I was like, well, yeah, standard.
Give me the gift and then you may leave.
There you go.
Yes. Well, you know what? It means that you're ready to hit the streets with me because I'm getting divorced.
I am not hitting any streets. This is it. So this is what we're talking about today. So that's first act, partnered. Okay.
Partnered.
The second one was parental, I put in, because it's not only me being a parent, which is, you know, the kind of really hands-on period is sort of coming to an end because my youngest, so I have my own daughter who is about to turn 18, so she's about to become an adult.
Wow.
And then as well, my relationship with her dad will shift to another era as well because, you know, now we're...
Bye.
Yeah, we're kind of, you know, we get on and, you know what I mean?
Co-parenting is over.
Yeah, it goes to a different phase,
Yes.
do you know what I mean? And I also have a stepdaughter, so my daughter's older half-sister, who I've known since she was 1. Basically.
That's your kid. Yeah.
And she lives with me as well. So she's 29.
Oh.
And they both the girls live with me. And so all of that will be going into a new era. So that's parental. And also being parented is going into a new era for me as well. Because I lost my dad. My dad died of COVID.
I'm so sorry.
It's
awful.
It was just such a weird...
We're still not healed.
Do you ever kind of look back over her and go, That just happened.
That wasn't real. It was a Netflix movie gone
What
bad.
was that?
It was not. No one has processed it. I don't
Was that
think.
just me that happened? You know what I mean? It's so weird, isn't it? It's like
we haven't processed it. It doesn't feel real. I'm
it
so
really
sorry
does.
for your
It
loss.
feels like it's so strange. This collective thing, and we're all kind of like, yeah. Anyway, so that happened. And also, and you know, my mum now is in her late 80s, and you know, everything that goes along with aging and
They
all that
call the
stuff.
sandwich. We're the sandwich generation where you have to look after the elders and also the babies.
There we go.
So that's where you're in that. You're
I'm
a sandwich.
in that. Yes, exactly. So that's again first act, and then the third part of the first act is I did a slashy in that one. So it's professional / pedagogical. So professional in terms of, you know, I've been a professional now for maybe 35 years-ish.
Wow.
And this intense focus on what that means and what that looks like, and charting this terrain through the mountains of your sort of professional expression.
You're good at what you do. What's next? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Kind of, or like, you know, either what's next or how can I expand it, or, you know, I call it like manifesting my fullest creative potential. And I feel like I'm at this sort of crossroads in that way. Like, what does that look like? And I can be very single focused, like sort of singular focused. And, you know, I can be quite sort of monotheist in my professional approach. Like I have one purist focus on, you know, on my creative expression. You know, I'm an actor, and I've had to really push out to expand that. What else? Who else am I? What else am I capable of contributing towards the world and everything?
I love that.
That's one
for
thing.
you.
And then pedagogical. When my daughter was a toddler, I did a master's degree in actor training and coaching, which I adored. And I even kind of left acting for a little bit. I mean, I didn't kind of mean to, but I was just really enjoying teaching a lot. So
being a mentor.
no, like properly teaching.
Oh.
Properly, yeah. I went back to RADA where I trained, and I helped design a course. I led it for 2 years, and I did lots of teaching.
What do you like about teaching?
I'm passionate about my particular art form. I'm just passionate about it, about how we use our bodies as an instrument to convey human, you know, existence. I'm just really passionate about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, so if I was a flautist and I could really touch people's souls through, you know, playing the flute. And we've all experienced that with music. I think it's much more easy, I think, for human beings to understand that through other art forms like music. You know, you hear someone play a cello beautifully, you hear someone, you know, sing beautifully, and it moves you. You know, even the hardest heart can weep.
Soul, I call it soul work.
Yeah.
Stuff that tingles your soul. And people
Exactly.
don't like to talk about the soul or spirit, but everything you do as an
they not?
artist, no, people don't like, they get very scared of it.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, literally, but you're an artist
It's
and your
just
whole
like-
job is to like tingle people's souls and to move people.
A soul tingler.
Yes, I'm a soul tingler and I'm very proud of it. I'm going to get a t-shirt, soul tingler.
I know,
But I
so
think
yeah.
that is the job of an artist.
Yeah,
is to
and
move you.
I'm passionate about that. And I'm passionate about young people going into the industry, because obviously, not just the industry, but into just finding their artistic soul. And I also believe that anybody can express themselves as an artist. You don't have to be in the arts to do that. Do you know what I mean? You could be a plumber, you could be a dentist, you could be whatever, and you could have a sort of, you know, it comes from this spark. Like I really, you know, I'm very passionate about plumbing or electrics or whatever, and I really express myself, and through the people that I connect with, and I go and I do, you know, and we meet people like that all the time.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
And they're just special, shiny souls.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And
And
you like nurturing that. That's obviously what I'm
I
hearing.
love nurturing it.
So that's what,
Love it.
I call myself a gardener. I like to water things and watch them grow.
Yeah.
Projects or people. So you're a
Yes.
gardener too, I'm
I
thinking.
love that. Yeah.
You're a gardener. You're a artistic gardener.
Oh, well, there you go. Gosh.
I like that. If you were to give yourself a report card
Yeah.
for your first act, what would it say?
Okay. So what I really like about my daughter's report cards is they get 1 grade for effort and then the grade. Yeah. And what I always told my daughter is only focus on the effort grade.
Oh, that's good.
Only focus on the effort grade. There's no point in trying to kind of say, oh, I need this grade. Well, well, yes, there's no point. You can aim high, obviously.
Did you have that growing up? Because you have Jamaican parents.
I've got Jamaican parents.
So I'm like, that was not, just try your hardest. I'm a Trini Nigerian, and that, I'm laughing on the inside. And anyone from this homes will know, what do you mean? Effort.
Yeah.
Deliver.
Yeah. I mean,
You're very cool. I'm the same. I'm loosey-goosey. I'm like, try your hardest.
Well, I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm loosey-goosey. I try to lead by example, I think, with my daughter.
So it's not like
I'm quite.
Don't come home unless you have 5 A's. You're not that. You're not that.
I'm
parent.
not that. And you know what? I was bemoaning that to a friend the other day who has also had immigrant parents, Indian father, Irish mum, and we were talking about this thing. I was saying to him, I don't have the energy to express myself in that way with her. So I would try to lead by example. She sees me being assiduous and focused and, industrious and really committed to my work and to my work ethic. So I would sort of hope that it, would rub off. And I really try not to sort of put any of my anxiety on her and my odd thought processes or my self-flagellation.
That's very good.
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
it's not about you and you living your dreams through them. I think that's what
I really try to live vicariously with them at all. I just want her, again, so effort, I would say, focus on the effort, because if you are putting yourself 100% through in every moment of effort, then your grade will reflect your effort.
Yes.
Do you see what I mean? It's cause and effect.
Yes.
Cause and effect. I'm a practicing Buddhist.
I love
many
that.
of your listeners will know that. I've been Buddhist now for 32 years or so.
Like Tina Turner.
Yeah, same Buddhism. We chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Same thing.
It saved her.
Thing.
Did it save you?
Absolutely. That's a whole other story. Yeah. So cause and effect is the basis of our practice. So I try to lead by example with her in that way. So I'd say, put the effort in, then you will get the result. And then that way, if she puts in 100 million eons of effort in every moment, and her effort grades will always be high, always. A starts always. And then if the grade is like a B or a C or whatever, she's never gotten lower than a C, I don't think, in anything. Then I would say, well, then that's an indication of things that maybe you just don't vibe with. Do you know what I mean?
That's very, very, very sensible.
It's cool to not vibe with...
It's okay.
Chemistry, I think, was the one that she didn't vibe. She quite liked physics. In terms of STEM, so she's not really a STEM girly. But unlike me, when I was at school, if I didn't like something, I would do poorly. I'm
the same. It's like, I'm not interested in
I just couldn't commit. Whereas she's amazing in that she can not like something, but she can do well.
She'll do well in life.
So, it's really weird.
That's
and then
a gift.
she can also, something might not be her bag, but she can still glean things out of it that are interesting to her. I'm like, how?
They teach you these children teach you, because I'm like, I don't like the subject. You're dead to me.
Whatever.
Whatever. Next.
You know what I mean? I know. And so in terms of STEM, she's of course she doesn't want to be a physicist, but she's like, no, I find physics actually really interesting. And I'm like,
but you put effort. So you put effort into everything you do. I'm assuming, is that how you approach?
Yeah, I mean, my kids just absolutely mock me relentlessly about it.
You're a worker bee, I can feel it.
They're like, you know what, Mum, when you make a meal, it doesn't always have to be cordon bleu. It doesn't, do you know, it doesn't have, you can just kind of throw something together.
Hell no.
It's no biggie. And I'm like, well, but I have to, and the huge quantities,
Type A, perfectionist, disease to please. Am I throwing out?
Yeah, but I think this is part of the second act as well. I'm learning grace.
We're talking about that. What does second act mean to you?
This is so interesting because I really feel that I've only just entered my second act, like last Tuesday sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like just now. So it's really timely that you invited me to talk
What
to
triggered
you.
it? So what happened last Tuesday? That you entered,
I know
you
exactly.
entered your second act.
Yeah.
Tuesday 3:45. What happened, Tanya?
Exactly.
Dong. the bell struck.
Exactly.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I mean, I think last year, so at the start of last year was when my last relationship really, started to draw to a close.
Beginning of
and we
the
had
end.
we had to do lots of sorting. We owned a house together and stuff. Lots of selling the house, consolidating, all blah, 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 blah. I had to find a place for myself, my daughter, somewhere where my daughter could access her new school. She was changing schools from one side of London all the way to the other side of London.
Oh, you've had some life
I had to do all this
shifts.
stuff. It's major life shifts, okay?
Awful.
So it's not just the life shift that have made me go, this is the second act. It's how I've been recovering that I've noticed is different. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So normally when I'd have these, as I said, I've been divorced twice. Do you know what I mean? And I've had big upheavals like this before. But my attitude after those upheavals was normally like, right, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get back on the horse.
I'm like that.
Okay, here we go.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Yes, one more college try, kind of thing. and then I would enter into another sort of monogamous situation or whatever.
'Cause that's winning.
Start again, which is fine. I'm not criticizing anyone who that's where they're at, and not at all. Well, what I've learned this time around, how I've reacted differently, is I'm like, I think I'm done. I think I'm done doing things the way. Not I think, I know I'm done. I know this is the second act. I know I'm done doing things the way I always did before.
I love that for you.
And I'm just learning. I'm learning through my kids as well, how they conduct themselves through life, in their relationships, etc., etc. I'm kind of moving away from just being sort of stuck in just how I did things before. I'm also learning that, I'm going to say things that maybe some of your listeners would be like, oh, what, she didn't know this? Like, duh. But I'm having lots of new understandings, which for me, I feel like I'm starting afresh in terms of understanding. So I'm starting to fully accept through, using my Buddhist practice that I'm not practicing my faith, I'm not living my life to not have any problems anymore. Now, I know that sounds ridiculous.
It sounds interesting.
All of your listeners would be like, well, of course you have problems in life. I knew that as well. Of course I knew that, theoretically, intellectually. But really, in my heart of hearts, there was something in me that still had this residue of this strange sort of inner meritocracy or something. Like, if I'm terribly good and I try very, very hard, then things will just get easier or something. Or I'll just... do you know what I mean?
I know exactly. One of my
it's a
daughters
weird
said
way
that.
of thinking.
She said to me yesterday, I just don't understand. I'm giving so much.
Right.
And I'm
Bless
getting
her
nothing
heart.
back. And I was like, that's not how it works, girl.
It's not how it works.
We've all been programmed like that. The more I'm a good girl and the more I give, the more
Yeah.
I will receive. And that's not how it is. I was
It's
like,
not how it works.
and I said, I'm 47. I've just learned the more you give to yourself and you put your energy and your love and your focus on you, then you will attract what you want.
Yeah.
And I said, please learn it, baby girl, at 14, because I'm 47. And
Well,
the penny has just
for her.
dropped.
How fortunate for her.
But is that what you're
it's
talking
going
about?
Yeah, pretty much. And then as a sort of add-on to that, I'm also so I pray twice a day, I chant twice a day. And part of that, I've been saying to myself, I embrace every aspect of my life, even those things that I don't think are good.
Talk to me about Buddhism and this chanting, because I am so interested. And I remember in What Love's Got to Do with It, when the switch up came in Tina Turner's life. And it was before we spoke about meditation, before we talked about manifesting and being centered and grounded. What does it do for you? And how has it changed your life?
Okay. Well, I can say, obviously, okay, I'm going to speak entirely subjectively, okay? Because I would never, ever be didactic about spiritualism, having a spiritual practice, having a faith, or whatever. Obviously.
Which is good for
it's
you, though.
Horses for courses.
Yeah, but I would recommend it. Like
I would
magnesium,
highly recommend.
magnesium, vitamin B, and some kind of spiritual practice. Even if it's howling. It doesn't have to be structured. Howl at the moon, hug a tree. But do something for your inner soul work, in my opinion.
Yes, yeah.
What do you say? We've caveated. You don't have to, but you and I both know.
Yeah, it's that funny. So I think so I can the very first time I ever chanted, I was 22 or something. And I had no faith at all. I was just me. I like to go dancing. I like to hang out with my friends. I like to work. I like acting. I was happy, yeah. And
in a relationship?
No, but I found the Buddhism through a lovely, handsome boy. You see,
well, he was useful.
That I used to trail about at Stratford-upon-Avon when I was in the Royal Shakespeare Company. He's one of my besties still. So.
Oh.
Yeah, adore him and his wife, gorgeous. I helped organise their wedding. I mean, I love them both.
Oh.
Love them both. And so he mentioned that he did this thing. And it sort of piqued my interest. I said, so how do you do? What is this? What is this thing that you're doing? What is it? He said, well, I sit down comfortably, I keep my eyes open, I put my hands together, and I repeat Nam Myoho Renge Kyo over and over again. And I didn't even let him finish. I was like, I'll see you later, bye. Ran into my accommodation at Stratford, closed the curtains in case any tourists went by and looked in and saw me, because it's very touristic and people can, And I thought, people are going to think I'm mad.
Did you do it to impress him, be honest?
No, I was just really curious.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? And I think I'd gone over to his digs and I'd picked up a book called The Buddha in Daily Life by Richard Corsten. It was sitting next to me and I started to read it. And it was so clear and accessible. And I assumed that Buddhism would be really esoteric and sort of high up on a mountaintop and confusing. And I had gone to a Roman Catholic convent school.
Boom, same. Boom, explosion.
When I was little. And I just remember the culture in that particular school being very much like, you don't ask questions. It was quite sort of, I had so many questions, they weren't answered. I did remember there's one nun, the year 3 nun, she was like the Sound of Music nun.
Oh, nice.
She was so kind and lovely. And I think if it wasn't for her presence there, I might have not really considered faith as being part of my life at all.
Yes.
In a sense.
She opened the door. You were like, well, this is good people dying here.
I saw this woman and I was like, she's got something. What is that? Do you know what I mean? So I went into my accommodation and I did what he said. I kept my eyes open. I put my hands together and I repeated this. I said to myself, back in the day, I used to wear watches. Who wears a watch now?
Yes.
Who does that?
No one.
He's like, where's my phone? Time. So I remember looking at my watch and going, I'm only going to chant for a minute because this is weird. And I'm going to do it for a minute. I'm going to try it. So I chanted for a minute. I looked at my watch. 10 minutes had gone by. And I didn't even notice. 10 minutes. And I was like, and I remember when I did chant, I remember seeing this image of going into like a mine shaft, like somewhere that was pitch black, like blacker than black. Going in and lighting a match. And I remember the flame of the match sort of flaring up and seeing and being able to see the environment around me and having the thought of, blimey, where is this?
You were in another dimension.
I
am witchy woo woo. You were.
This is weird.
Astral projecting.
I can see things that I can, and then I sort of stopped chanting and I thought, that was weird. And I think, you know what, I'm going to go for a walk because I don't know what I just did.
You were in another dimension.
Yeah, that was strange. And so I went out for a walk and all these audience members were gathering to go and see the matinee of the show that was currently on. I was off that day. And I was walking in and among them. And I remember looking at this woman's blouse. She was wearing an emerald green blouse. And I looked at it. I remember the green being greener than I'd ever... It was going like that. And I thought, ooh, what have I just done? This is really strange. I thought, well, whatever it is.
I want it.
I want to do it again. I want to do it again, though. That was like, oh my days. Do you know what I mean? So
I opened the portal.
Yeah, like, what
and I
was
like
that?
it.
Yeah. And so
I love that. For
yeah,
you. So
it was so
that
cool.
It was in that moment, like that visceral for you.
It was that. And, you talk to other people who also practice, and it wasn't like that at all. They were just like, oh. And so I have no idea why it was that vivid for me. So I contacted this boy again. He was going off on tour, right? I said, oh my God, so how can I do this again? Show me. And he said, well, just carry on. He said, and, read as much as you can. He said, if you want to, do some study, he said where the center at the time, the Buddhist center at that time was in Richmond. So I got, on my day off, I got on a bus again, because I was in my 20s. I couldn't afford the train, and got on a bus.
We did
Went down
coaches.
to London, went to the center in Richmond. They were closed. But there were 2 Buddhists sitting inside, and I was like knocking on the door like that, and they were like, closed. And I was like, come down from Stratford upon Avon. And they were like, oh, go on then, come in.
Oh, they took pity on you.
Yeah, and they kind of unlocked the shop, and I bought the stacks of books, and I brought them all the way back to and just read them like novels, just went through like that.
Did it heal you?
I mean, what it has done over the past 31 years is it has always provided me with an absolute anchor and a guiding star. It's opened my life. It's helped me to really develop my wisdom, my courage, my compassion. It's given me boundless energy to continue. And I think if you're freelancers, or those qualities...
It's exhausting being freelance.
Hello.
I've been freelance since I was 22 or 23. And there's no... It's I know exactly, but the path is like a forest. It's wiggly. You don't know what's going on. So to have a constant is actually very attractive. That's very interesting.
Yeah, and the Buddhist community, obviously, it's an international community. So when I've gone away on tour, I can contact the local membership. I can meet up with them. I can chant with them.
And you know what it is? It's good vibrations. I do sound baths, and that gets trippy. Have you had a sound bath?
I don't think I have.
Okay, you and I are going to have a sound bath.
Let's do that.
In Bamford. It is my happy place.
Okay, brilliant.
I trip out. I see colours. I see faces.
I'm doing it.
The ancestors come through and they smile at me.
I'm doing it.
I see purples and blues. It is trippy. It's the portal thing that you're saying.
Wonderful.
And
you're like, where am I?
Literally. But you know what? Because you're chanting, you're creating vibrations in your body, and the sound waves of the bowls are doing the same things. It's all vibration.
Yeah.
Tesla said, if you want to understand the universe, you have to understand vibration. And I think that's what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that is something that has been so important to you.
Oh, like number one.
Ooh.
Number one.
And you do twice a day. Is it morning, evening, before bed, before rising?
Yeah, morning, evening, basically. And so I get up, and the first thing I do, I have, as a freelancer, I have to have an order of things that I do. Everything, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything is right.
I've got the ADHD.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
But
there
routine
has
is
to
good
be
for
a
you.
sense of routine. Otherwise, for me, it's just, well, what am I doing? What am I doing? So I always have to have a routine. So first thing in the morning, I wake up.
What's your routine? What does it look like?
So first thing is after I do my ablutions, obviously, clean my teeth, and I do like a hot water with either apple cider vinegar or lemon.
Yes. That's why your skin is on
glowing. I didn't even know what I remember being told years ago this is good for you. I can't remember why, and I've just continued because I'm such a creature of habit, right?
But it's the truth.
Exactly. And I go and I have my water, and I have that, and I sit down in front of my altar and I chant. It's basically first thing.
For how long?
An hour in the morning. Yeah,
Wow.
I set my little timer to the point where my phone now, because your phone sort of reads your habits, and the first thing it says is, would you like to set the timer first thing in the morning as I wake up? So it's used to me going an hour. Do you know what I mean?
And you sit there and you chant for an hour?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just sets up your whole day, I'd imagine.
It sets up my whole day. It's like I plug myself into the universe.
I love that.
Yes, yeah. And then if it's either Monday, Wednesday or Friday, then I do weight training. So I weight train 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, or Friday.
I love that.
I tend to do split training. So like Monday will be upper body, Wednesday lower body, Friday full body. But it just depends on how I've got lots of old injuries and stuff. So I just kind of feel it out in terms
you
of
were taking care of yourself.
What's going to be today, sort of thing.
I've got a dodgy knee from a dance injury.
You see, I've got dodgy back, dodgy knee, dodgy shoulder. Like it's, awful. And so this week, for example, my injuries were really complaining. So I swapped up one of the weight training sessions with 2 yoga sessions, basically. Instead.
So you are very intuitive with your body. Does that help?
It's all I have. I'm an actor.
It's your toolbox, literally.
You know,
Yeah.
I cannot screw it up. I really, really can't.
Esther Lauder is no stranger to the concerns of midlife and has supported women through the changes that our second act brings for nearly 80 years. As many women of my age know, your sleep patterns can dramatically be impacted by changes in your hormone levels, making a good night's sleep a thing of the past. Hello is partnering with Esther Lauder's Advanced Night Repair Regime for the Night Shift, a campaign designed to help you achieve a better night's sleep through simple rituals and expert advice. A cult beauty buy, and one of my favourites, the serum has been a fixture on beauty editors' must-have lists for decades. And now, the Advanced Night Repair collection is a targeted set of products addressing specific skin concerns, including line reduction, skin smoothing, firmness, evening skin tone, and strength, hydration, and radiance. Esther Lauder's Advanced Night Repair collection, which helps repair the look of sleep-deprived skin, is a miracle bottled. That's so interesting. And talking about your body and how it is your machine, it's your tools, it's how you work. How did motherhood change you? Because a lot of actresses, that's really difficult. How do you squeeze in a childbirth when you've got your body is your job? Like how did it change you, and when did you decide to have a baby? Because it's hard for any working woman, but I think it must be especially hard if you're an actor.
Well, I was one of those people where, decision-making wasn't synonymous with it, the advent of it, in a sense. So when I married my daughter's dad, I think I was about 97 we got married.
So you were a baby, you're 97.
Yeah. I mean, he was older than me. I was 25, I can't remember. And he was 41, I think, when we met.
He was a grown-up.
He was a proper grown-up.
That's
and do you know when you're in your mid-20s, you think you're a grown-up? But I'm sure my sort of prefrontal cortex
41 would have been an old man. And when you're going out with 20, your friends
exactly,
be like, oh, he's so old.
Exactly. He was, gorgeous. I don't mind saying it. Even if he hears the podcast.
Mr. Big. He was your Mr.
mind
Big.
him saying that. But yeah, he really was.
He was your
gorgeous.
Mr. Big. You were 25, he was
stunning.
Mr. Big.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And so, of course, we knew we wanted to have a child, but it took me 10 years to conceive.
Wow.
10 years. Yeah.
So that
because
was
I had
difficult.
polycystic ovarian syndrome.
That's very
And,
challenging.
the advice was always, you really should get IVF. And, eventually we went on the waiting list. However, I was really determined. So my ex-husband was a yoga teacher and, body, all that stuff. And a Buddhist, incidentally. That's how we met. So we both were very into, okay, so I've been told I have this thing, but what does it mean? Do you know, what's the root of it? And I wasn't doing that necessarily to conceive. I was doing that out of my own curiosity in terms of, is there a way to find balance with this condition? How do I do that? How do I embrace it? How do I live with it? Is it possible to cure it? Do you know what I mean? Things like that.
Taking control.
I just was curious and interested. So I just started on this journey, not necessarily expecting to conceive at the end. It would have been great if I did, but I found peace within myself pretty early on. I never had this thing where it was like, I must be a mother. I must. And I have very, very close friends who really felt that, burning determination,
It was nice to have. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
I would not want to miss out on that opportunity because it looks very interesting. But it wasn't like at 5 I want to be a mummy. Like some people are like,
exactly.
They just always knew they'd be mothers.
Yeah,
I get that.
And I guess because when I met my daughter's dad, I met my stepdaughter at the same time, and she was 1 at the time.
Oh.
So, and we spent I was with her every other weekend. We had contact with her, and I was in my mid-20s, and so I felt like I got to express this whatever that
You had your eyes were open. You knew what looking after a child was.
Yeah, and I really I enjoyed it, but I'm not saying, motherhood, whatever. I was just like, look, this is my situation.
Yeah.
I have polycystic ovarian syndrome. If I want kids, I'm going to have to do it this way with help. In the meantime, I'm going to keep trying naturally, I'm going to keep figuring out what's happening in my body.
And then it happened naturally?
Yeah, oddly, it did. And it took, I did lots and lots and lots and lots of different things, which I won't bother saying to your listeners because I can say what I did, and then there might be someone who's listening who's going through the same thing and will think that it's a formula. It's not a formula.
The journey to pregnancy is so painful, and I think not enough of us talk about it.
Yeah.
And you don't know if you're going to be, boom, one and done, first time.
Exactly.
And you don't know if it's a 10-year journey and everything in between. And I think there's so much silence over it, and there's so much judgment.
Yeah.
And it was, when all my friends were starting to get pregnant, it really was, you saw how much pain there was. Like, and people were like, oh, I've actually been trying for 4 years and wasn't telling anybody.
Right.
And then it threw up a lot of issues.
Yeah,
it was really interesting.
I hadn't realised that it was...
It's painful for
I didn't know that it was. I thought that I was just getting on with it. And then I realised in time that when certain friends said they were pregnant, I would drop them.
Yeah, it's too painful.
I didn't even know I was doing it until years later. And
I lost friends.
Whatever happened to that friend? Oh, yeah, they had a baby and you stopped calling them. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, gee, duh.
Yeah.
Do you know?
It's called self-protection, and it's okay.
Yeah, I didn't even, I repressed it so much. Do you know what I mean? I'd sort of gone into a fugue state of just like, I'm just going to get on with my life.
And you were blessed with 2 daughters. You have your stepdaughter and you have your daughter.
I've got my stepdaughter and I have my daughter. And, eventually, 10 years of trying, and I went to go visit my ex in Sri Lanka where he was teaching yoga at the retreat. And he said, oh, they're going to house us in the fertility hut. And I said, what's that? And he said, oh, it's this hut that, he says, every time people stay there, they end up conceiving. And I said, well, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but thanks for the idea.
Yeah. Oh.
So I went there, stayed with him, and then I went to, at the this retreat, there was an Ayurvedic doctor. So a man who practiced Ayurveda, and he was a
doctor.
GP,
yes.
Basically. And he had, he would do sessions there. And so I went to him in my little bikini, tipped up, after having like a massage. And he said, how can I help you? And I said, well, my partner and I are trying to conceive. And I told him everything in the past 10 years I'd done, And he just looked at me, and I thought he was going to say, well, drink this tincture. He just looked at me and he said, yeah, I think you should go IVF.
Okay.
And I went, oh.
I want to bathe in your Eastern philosophy.
Exactly. I thought you were going to just give me some drops under my tongue or whatever.
No.
And I went, okay, cool. Well, that's what we're doing. I'm on the waiting list. The whole time I was speaking to him, I was pregnant.
It was the hut. Was it the hut?
It was the freaking hut.
Oh, I love that. It's like, you take your Western medicine. It was the hut that did it.
It was hilarious. I mean, obviously,
so
the hut, but I mean, it's so weird that it was there that I conceived.
You were, I don't know, you were relaxed. It was your, I don't know.
I don't even,
it was
do you know
the
what I
hut.
mean? You can't,
It was the hut.
And I had no idea I was pregnant. On our way back to the UK, we went into Colombo for a while to stay with some friends, and we went out for dinner. I remember that whole dinner, I was like, coconut water. I need something. I was.
You knew that your body,
like that, just pounding back the coconut water, going, what is wrong? I just feel so weird.
You feel weird. You don't feel it yourself.
Yeah.
My goodness, we will have details of the hut in the show notes.
Yeah.
And also...
and the yoga retreat.
Also the yoga retreat. And also...
Exactly.
And yes, and support for that. But but I'm thrilled for you. But
Weird, yeah.
I mean, you are famously, iconically known for Motherland, which I have to say...
I think is so lovely.
You are loved. You are iconic. Like, my friends are
lovely.
so excited that I was coming to talk to you because they're all friends. And I have to say... I have watched bits and pieces of it because it has triggered me so badly because I lived that Motherland life. I had my kids in Queen's Park, Kensal Rise.
All that area.
99.9% of the locations, that was my life when my girls were little. And the parties, the not being fed. I was just saying to the guys before, went to a sushi party. There was no food for the kids. It was just the grown-ups dressed up in kimonos, eating sushi, snogging each other, had to order pizzas. It was watching Motherland as a documentary for me. What have you had, Motherland?
Like David Attenborough.
It was a David Attenborough triggering event for me.
Yeah.
You're amazing in it. But what Motherland moments have you had with your own daughter? Have you had any of those moments?
That's a good question. Well, some Meg moments. So when I'm sober now, but when I used to drink,
you on the bus.
my daughter The reason why my daughter misses me as a drunk is because I used to make brownies when I was drunk. She always knew that I'd been drinking if suddenly I started doing
3 a.m.
mad baking.
Wait,
So she could benefit.
Was it like you're just baking in the middle of the night because you had
Not in the middle of the night. I would just
You were
get
happy.
jolly
Yes.
and start baking.
That's hilarious. I love that.
Yeah. So, but now I know that the reason why I was drinking, and I would drink to the extent that I did, was because I get overstimulated.
Yeah. You're chasing
And,
that dopamine, girl.
Yeah, and my whole system would get dysregulated. And so I would self-medicate by having wine.
Sugar.
You know? And so when I took, obviously, a long process, years of starting to realize, goodness, this is what I'm doing. Oh, goodness, it's not having a good impact on me. Oh, goodness, I should stop. So I stopped on my birthday last year, April the 16th, 2024.
Good for you.
Stopped.
Yeah. Like a switch, right?
Brilliant. Best thing, second, practicing Buddhism, having my daughter, quitting drinking, I guess in that order. Fantastic. So now my daughter's noticed that I bake when I'm like sad. It's like a mix between sadness and stress.
So it's
Again,
no
I guess
longer
it's overstimulation, really.
You're
Because it's like a
regulating.
mix of things, yeah.
You're regulating. Do you
and
dance?
and then I bake.
I think I dance. That's helping me regulate. I do lovely ballet with my ballet teacher.
One of my besties said to
batty
me,
rolling.
she said, oh, you should come with me to 5 Rhythms.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's how I used to do 5 Rhythms in my 20s, but I never thought about it. She's like, oh, you should do. So I might try that again. It's certainly
to
be
ground
less
yourself.
calorific.
Yeah. I gained 11 stone. So you're talking to someone who ate my feelings.
Yeah, exactly.
The sugar, the dopamine.
Yeah.
And now I
So
don't
both
do
of
that.
my daughter was a little bit annoyed with me. Of course, since, the breakup and moving house and all the stuff, I've been overstimulated quite a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Bacon.
This whole dysregulation of the system, which
Yeah.
is natural. But subsequently,
As the bacon tin come out.
damn. I'm going to my neighbor's after this in the afternoon to bring her some more stuff that I made because I make stuff. We can't eat it all.
Give it
and so I
away.
give it to I'm always like messaging her going, yeah, I've got some cookies. Can I bring them down? I've got some brownies. Can I bring them down
You could
to
be
you?
my cookie dealer. I'd have some of your cookies. That sounds really weird, but
Please
yeah.
take them. Yeah.
I think that's amazing. Ooh.
Both. And I won't be specific about either, though, only
Yes.
just to
In my
respect
family,
their-
we have a tale of two cities as well.
Yeah. Both. And we're talking real stuff. It's not just me being armchair.
Yes.
Doodah. This is real
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess I've always measured myself against his family and what I've seen and what I've experienced and what they've experienced and their
It's a
anecdotal
spectrum.
tales,
Yes.
right? And so and my family have always been, the joke between us is that, Tanya's side and all that, and my youngest Willow, that we're all a bit like that, and that his side are a bit like that. And so I always put myself in the neurotypical thing because I'm so. But that you're saying that, oh no, this is a symptom of being neurospiciness.
Yeah, hyperfocus. I once, when I was 23, I said to myself, I am not going to move until I do 5 articles. And I sat from 9 a.m. until 3 a.m. I didn't eat, I didn't drink, I didn't go to the toilet, I didn't do anything, and I banged them out. And that is by the power of ADHD, hyperfocus. It's not healthy for you and you need to learn balance. But that is a strange
I didn't
gift.
know that hyperfocus was part of that.
Yeah. It's a strange ADHD gift, and one of my daughters just got diagnosed. Actually, I got diagnosed because she got diagnosed.
This is insane.
The regulation.
On the 11th or something,
Dopamine hunting.
I think tomorrow I've got an appointment that I made through my GP
Welcome.
just to have an assessment of it because I was like,
Welcome.
I'm going through some stuff. My GP was like, okay, I'm gonna, give you a referral to talk to da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay. But I didn't think it was that because
Racing thoughts, very fast mind,
Isn't that
quick
weird?
mind.
Because I didn't know, so I have a bestie with benefits, basically.
Ooh.
I've got a lovely bestie with benefits, which is fantastic. Anyway, so they were the one who said to me, we were chatting and they said, do you think maybe, with all due respect, but maybe, do you know what I mean? And I was like, excuse me? Like that. And they were like, oh, maybe, I don't know, like maybe just,
Explore it.
yeah.
It's, and the part of when I got assessed, my psychiatrist or the doctor who assessed me, he showed me a graph and he said the older the diagnosis, the higher the IQ. Well done. You have probably had to mask and do so much stuff to get through to, because unmedicated, whatever, you've raw dogged your way through life. Congratulations.
Hilarious.
And it's a sign and I burst into tears and my whole life made sense. I had so much more self-compassion. It's not a bad thing. It is a beautiful thing. And so many women, second act, midlife, are being diagnosed. So you could be
but the thing
part
is,
of the revolution.
This thing about, IQ, whatever. I never considered myself to have a terribly high intelligence quotient at all. I never considered myself. I consider myself to have a high emotional quotient.
No, you are smart. You can.
But I never kind of. Do you know what I mean? Because I never consider myself very good at, logic necessarily. So if you sat me down in front of an IQ test, even with all the alphabetical choice that you could frickin' muster, I don't think I would score very highly personally. Do you know what I mean? There's some things I'd be like, I don't know. So I never consider myself. Not that I don't consider myself bright, but, different types of intelligence. Do you know what I mean?
Interesting. The world is we are moving on. It's so beautiful that everyone is being recognised and we can just all fly in our own ways. I think that's really...
Yeah, which is going back to loving teaching. This is another thing I love about teaching actors. I love recognising different people's ways of learning and their different fortes and their different ways. I love that.
That is really...
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That not everyone hears what I say in the same way, so I have to think about another way of putting it.
I love that.
Do you know what I mean?
And, well, okay, talking about people and acting and your castmates, is there anyone who is your bestie on Motherland? Was there anyone
on Motherland?
Yeah.
Anyone who was my bestie on Motherland?
Is that a really mean thing? I mean, you love all of them, but was there anyone you were really close to who was like, you were very bouncy when you got on set with? Or particularly close with?
I really like them
all of them. Yeah, that's like asking to pick.
Yeah, I could never pick, you never really.
Pick. Can I just say I'm a huge Lucy Punch fan? Like, my God.
Oh, yeah, adorable. And
She's
like
got the
so
range.
Professional.
Really? I love, for everything, from Midsummer Murders to Motherland.
Lucy Punch is like one of the most professional actresses I've ever worked with. Just every take. Like, what the, how are you doing? And she was so compassionate. This always moves me. It's my very first season. And I don't get nervous at work, but I realized that, I'm new, I'm joining a show that's already successful. I could really screw it up. Do you know what I mean? Just my presence could screw it up. And I remember doing a scene, it was with her and it was us having dialogue. So it was like a two-shot and it was just us. And she just, every time like that brings it. And I was kind of, you could tell I was like, just really doubting myself. And just before we did another take, she just went, "You're doing really well."
That's so
And then it was like action. And I was like that. And I was like, you are...
I like kind people.
Classy.
Nice.
She's so lovely. But all of them...
are amazing.
Yeah.
Classy. Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. If it came back, because people are so thirsty for it to come back, would you go back on? Would you go on Amanda
Oh,
Land?
God, with bells on. I would love it to, but, we'll just see.
It is. But can I just say, you are part of some huge franchises, Star Wars, Rings of Power. What's it like to be part of these iconic, like, culture-shifting, movies and shows? Like, what's that like?
Well, it's really interesting to be on the inside, to see how these big mechanisms work and all the different cogs that are constantly in motion to keep them going. So that, on that level, do you know what I mean? My sort of producer's head or whatever looks at those and goes, wow, this is fascinating. It's huge.
Big cruise ships.
Expensive.
Yeah.
And wow, and all obviously the top secrets, the secrecy around it and how that is managed and organised, and I find it very, very interesting. It's freaky.
It's a different level.
It's a different level that you don't, it's not as if I'm not the kind of, I'm not such an actor where it's like, I can choose, I want to do that now. I want to, these things come to me like they all do as an email going, you have a meeting for so-and-so. You take your chances, you put yourself on tape.
And then,
if you're lucky, bish, bash, bosh sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, I ended up on those productions because I did the interview, hurrah.
Smashed it. Got it.
You know, so, and then you're in it going, goodness gracious.
Oh.
This is big. So there's lots of other stories in terms of what that means as an artist, being in something that is way bigger, moves way faster and is way bigger than your creative package that you're bringing with you in your little sort of handkerchief that's tied to the end of a stick that you walk
I love
in,
that.
you know?
Dick Whittington. I love
Here's
that.
all my creativity in this tiny little bag, and you have this huge world around you. Do you know what I mean? Like,
But then you can explode, and it's fun.
yeah, it's interesting. And so what I think I get the most out of those things are the fandoms. The fandoms are like special and superb and passionate and supportive and loving and encouraging and
So not yeah. I love a geek.
Yeah,
I love a little nerdy geeky geek.
Them.
I love that.
You know, and talk about being neurospicy.
Yeah, they all come to the fair.
So at the Comic-Con, it's like, you know, and
Come.
they're proudly neurospicy. It's not as if they're like, and they're like, woo!
They are waving that flag. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a neurospicy conference.
I love
of people's passions.
Come
And so
bathe in it.
Yeah, you just go with it. And
I love
they
it.
are great. The fandoms are great.
And they love you. Talk to me about turning 50 and you're in your 50s. What was that like? Was it scary? Were you excited? And I mean, what does 50s mean to you?
I mean, do you know, I met someone once who wouldn't talk about their age and tended to pitch down because they didn't want, and I that's anathema to me.
Yeah.
Why be afraid of your age? I mean, obviously everyone has their own experiences. I can't imagine not just embracing exactly who you are, where you are at any given moment.
So you're not I'm going to try and pretend to be 28 for another 5 extra years. You're like,
I mean, as a joke sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Just to take the piss. But I am proudly 53.
yes.
Is that what I am now? The 2025?
And
Yes.
you're owning
Yes.
every delicious year that you've been on this earth.
I've earned this. Why would I slash away at all the experiences, all the hard, all the blood, sweat, and tears?
It's so true. You are in your second act. I was speaking yesterday about being an elder. We are elders or becoming elders, and actually, in other parts of the world, that's something to be really special and cherished. It's interesting, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, I remember, being taught that lesson in my 20s with an older actress who at the time was in her 50s and really learning actually, no, there's a difference.
There's
a difference. I mustn't, think that we are equal.
Yeah.
We're equal in a human, our humanity.
Yeah.
But all the other stuff, Tanya.
I'm in second gear, you're in fifth gear.
2 ears, 1 mouth. Use your ears. Shut up.
Use
your
that.
ears. Do you know what I mean? And so I really learned. This is actually, again, going back to the RSC back in the day when there used to be a sense of, apprenticeship and really learning from people ahead of us. Absolutely.
So now that you are that elder actress, if you could go back to 20s Tanya, now everything you know in your second act, what would you tell your younger self who is in the first act? What advice would you give, and what advice are you going to give our listeners?
I would say, I don't. That's hard. I like the fact that I just had to figure it out, and I'm really lucky that I had Buddhism as that kind of ship to cross the sea of suffering, as we say. I really.
That's so powerful.
Yeah.
Maybe you just go give yourself a high five and then go back. That's all that needs to happen.
Maybe I might say, so if I was sitting opposite myself in a cafe and I saw myself, and maybe I might go up to her and go, "You look great. You look great," and have that land in terms of, because I did all those things in my 20s of like, oh, I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm too whatever.
I'm not enough.
And my daughters were over at their dad's a few weeks ago, and they were going through old photos of us and everything, and they found this picture of me en flagrant, totally nude, standing in a field or something.
Looking
some
amazing.
very yogi things, stupid things that we do yoga in a field naked sort of thing. And they showed it to me, and they were like, "Oh my God, you looked amazing." I was like, "I'm sure I did." And I looked at it and I was like,
Damn, girl.
I had no idea. I had no idea. Just criticize, constant self-criticism.
Just thinking you were like, I wish I could, I would go back and slap myself and be like,
Yeah.
"You're hot.
And
Go in those streets."
Yeah, and honestly, And I'm not saying that's important. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, and it's because it's so important to be good looking. It's not
No,
that.
it's to love yourself.
But it's just to kind of go, hey, like,
Accept
you know, and
yourself.
I was like injury free, and all my body worked, and all this stuff, you know.
Appreciate yourself.
Just, like, you look great.
give
It's fine.
yourself a break.
Yeah.
I think so many of
Yeah.
us would do that. Go back, give yourself a hug. You're all right.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's
but
cool.
I just appreciate, one gets asked a lot, what would you say to your younger self? And I'm like, really nothing? Just let her figure it out.
And she did, and look at her.
Let her
And look
figure it
what
out.
look what she did.
Still figuring it out.
Tanya, this has been a magical chat.
I
Thank
wish we could
you.
talk more.
We will do in Soho Farmhouse.
Darling. I will come and find you, darling.
Come to the
Darling.
Cotswolds. We will have cocktails and we will discuss more.
Yeah, non-alcoholic
Lord,
cocktails.
we'll have a mocktail.
Yes, we'll have
I love
many
a
mocktails.
I love a mocktail.
Yes.
Tanya, thank you so much. This has been
Thank you.
wonderful, and thank you for coming on Second Act.
I've really enjoyed myself. I'll see you in the third act.
I'll see you in the third.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
It's time for your Second Act, where we read emails and voice notes sent in by you, my wonderful listeners. This one is from Katie. Hi, Ateh. I recently started the menopause and have noticed real changes in my mood, especially feeling more anxious. I'm looking for some non-hormonal ways to cope and regulate my mood. Any ideas? Tanya, what would you have to say to Katie?
In my experience, it was crucial when I started to experience anxiety because my anxiety with my perimenopause was extreme.
Okay, so you
We're
needed
talking extreme.
so you needed the hormone therapy.
So, well, what I needed was professional help first. I needed to go to an obstetrician gynecologist and have all of my bloods done.
Yes. Go get help.
Go get help. And also, and I have to say, I hate to say this, but, I had to do that privately. I had to go to a clinic that specifically focused on that. Because if I'd done it through the NHS, I just think it would have been a route. It would have been longer and it would have been a little bit more circuitous. I needed someone to just go pinpoint immediately. And that appointment, I think, cost 200 and something pounds. So, there's sometimes I've done these things and I've just waited. I've saved up to do the thing that I need to do.
Yes.
They did my bloods. They found out that my progesterone had tanked.
And you needed help.
And now I do a progesterone cream that I rub in every day, twice a day.
And you feel better.
I feel better than I ever have done. And I was, to the point where my therapist said to me, Tanya, I never thought you'd ever even be able to get on a tube again. Even my therapist was like,
I see you.
privately going, I don't know how this woman will come out of this.
Get help is what you're saying.
So find the help. I would say it's all fine and dandy to go, oh, yes, dance it out or whatever. But
If you need the progesterone.
if you need help, get someone to check your bloods because
Yeah.
it could be something that actually, if you really want to knock it on the head, you might just need that help.
Okay.
Now, I understand if people maybe have had other things that might be prohibitive of that.
Yeah.
Maybe they've had chemotherapy, whatever. I don't know. I've not had that experience. I totally understand if it's like, this will make me ill or
Yeah.
this isn't good. I get it.
Get medical help. Go to GP.
Get clear help.
If you can afford
based on
it.
the numbers.
Private. Just get it done.
Get the numbers done
Yeah.
and respond accordingly. And of
hope
course,
that
I'd
helps.
always say to them, chant Namyo Horenge Kyo.
Oh.
Well, I'd say that, that will give you the wisdom. It won't,
It'll ground
solve
you.
the problem. It will give you the wisdom to know what to do that is best for your life.
Thank you so much, Tanya. And I hope that helps, Katie. And thank you so much for joining us. Thanks so much for listening. If you've got a dilemma or question you need answering, email me at secondactpod@hellomagazine.com. Don't forget to rate us if you enjoyed the show. And you can find all the best Second Act wisdom from our experts via the Hello Magazine website. I'll see you next week.